Here he is, the MVP of the 2016 NBA Finals. And we saw the emotions immediately pouring out when the buzzer finally sounded. Can you explain what's going through your head at that point?
Just everything. From being down 3-1 to take it all the way back to when I decided to come back to say, listen, I want to bring a championship to the city.
The moment LeBron James walked onto that finals desk after Game 7, the entire basketball world felt different. This was not just another superstar interview after winning a championship. This was history sitting in front of the cameras. Nobody thought the Cleveland Cavaliers were supposed to survive against the 73-win Warriors. Think about how impossible that sounded back then. The Warriors looked untouchable all season long. Stephen Curry had changed basketball forever. The crowd inside Oracle Arena felt unbeatable. And then Cleveland fell behind 3-1 in the NBA Finals. At that point, fans across America believed the series was over. Analysts were already preparing Golden State Dynasty conversations. But LeBron James never accepted that reality. That is why the energy around him after Game 7 felt so emotional. You could hear exhaustion in his voice. You could see tears in his eyes. This was bigger than basketball for Cleveland fans because the city had waited decades for a championship. LeBron understood that pressure more than anyone alive. He carried the hopes of an entire city on his shoulders every single night. And when he sat down at that desk holding the Finals MVP trophy, it felt like the entire sports world was witnessing redemption in real time. Every criticism from previous Finals losses suddenly disappeared for a moment. Every joke about Cleveland sports heartbreak suddenly stopped. LeBron did not just win a championship that night. He delivered one of the greatest sports comebacks America has ever seen, and fans watching that interview could feel the emotion pouring out of every single answer he gave.
Some fun.
I told our owner we might have to build another arena because they probably tore that one down. Yeah, so all those emotions, man, they just came through my body. I couldn't hold it.
Great scene. You know the narrative about the finals record when it comes to your history. In your mind, in terms of the big picture, your ultimate resume, how different is 3-4 versus 2-5?
What made that finals performance legendary was the way LeBron completely controlled the pressure once the Cavaliers faced elimination. Most players panic when their season is on the line. LeBron became more dangerous. Game 5 changed everything. He attacked the Warriors' defense relentlessly and dropped 41 points in one of the biggest performances of his career. Then he came back in Game 6 and did it again. Suddenly the impossible comeback started feeling real. By the time Game 7 arrived, the pressure inside that building was unbelievable. Every possession felt historic. Every mistake felt massive. And somehow LeBron looked calm in the middle of complete chaos. That is what separated him during that series. He was not just scoring points. He controlled the emotional rhythm of the entire game. Whenever Golden State started building momentum, LeBron answered immediately. Sometimes it was a powerful dunk. Sometimes it was a perfect pass. Sometimes it was simply slowing the game down so the Cavaliers could breathe again. Then came the play basketball fans will never forget, the chase-down block on Andre Iguodala. That single moment became one of the most iconic defensive plays in NBA history. The speed, the timing, the desperation. Everything about it looked unreal. Even today, fans still replay that block like it happened yesterday. And when LeBron talked about that moment afterward at the desk, you could tell he understood exactly how historic it was. He knew this was not just another final series. He knew the world would remember that championship forever.
Left Miami, the one thing that you said that resonated with me was that this is bigger than basketball.
Yeah.
And when you talked about it being bigger than basketball.
Another reason that interview became legendary was because fans finally saw how much pressure LeBron had been carrying throughout his entire career. Before that championship, critics constantly attacked him for every finals loss. People questioned his mentality. People compared him endlessly to Michael Jordan. Sports television spent years debating whether LeBron could ever deliver Cleveland a title. And remember, this was not just any franchise. Cleveland sports fans had suffered heartbreak for generations. LeBron knew exactly what winning would mean to that city. That is why his emotions exploded after the final buzzer. The tears were real. The relief was real. The exhaustion was real. Sitting at that desk after the game, LeBron looked like someone who had just completed the hardest mission of his life. He kept talking about his promise to deliver a championship to Cleveland. You could hear pride in his voice because he actually fulfilled it. And honestly, that is why so many fans connected emotionally with that moment. Even people who were not Cavaliers fans respected the journey. They respected the pressure he faced. They respected how impossible the comeback looked against a Warriors team that many considered the greatest regular season team ever assembled. The Finals MVP trophy sitting beside him during that interview symbolized something much larger than individual success. It symbolized legacy. It symbolized redemption. And for millions of viewers watching at home, it felt like they were witnessing one of the defining moments in modern sports history.
You got to be patient, but I'm not a patient guy. I'm not a patient guy. But I knew when I came back, I felt like I had the blueprint to get it done. So now my challenge was, how can I get the organization and how can I get the players to follow me and listen to my command every day? You don't like it.
Right.
Sometimes you love it. Sometimes you don't like it at all.
The craziest part about that finals run is how many legendary moments happened in just a few games. Kyrie Irving hit one of the coldest shots ever over Stephen Curry in the final minute of Game 7. Kevin Love somehow locked down Curry on the perimeter during the biggest possession of the season. J.R. Smith brought emotional energy every single night. But through all of it, LeBron remained the center of the storm. He led both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks during the series. That stat line still sounds unreal years later. It honestly feels impossible when you think about the level of competition. The Warriors were loaded with talent. The pressure was massive. And yet LeBron somehow elevated every aspect of his game when the stakes became highest. That is why so many former players now call the 2016 Finals one of the greatest championship performances ever. And during that desk interview, LeBron carried himself like someone who understood exactly what had happened. He was emotional, but he was also reflective. He kept giving credit to teammates. He kept talking about believing in each other. But deep down, everyone watching knew the truth. This comeback would forever become one of the defining chapters of LeBron James' career. It changed the entire GOAT debate permanently. Before 2016, many people viewed LeBron as chasing history. After 2016, he became history. That championship forced even his harshest critics to respect what they had witnessed.
Last season in the finals this year. But then you got to have a coach that you have a connection. You and T. Lue's connection.
Oh, man.
Just talk about how special that is. I mean, you have your players, you're around every day, but I have a coach, T. Lue, coming in mid-season and seemed like y'all were on page from day one. Just talk about that relationship.
Smitty, you said it, man. When you grow up in the inner city, and
years later, fans still talk about that finals interview because it captured something rare in sports: genuine human emotion after achieving the impossible. Athletes are usually trained to stay controlled publicly. But LeBron could not fully hide what that moment meant to him. You could feel the years of criticism leaving his shoulders in real time. You could feel the pride he had for his hometown. And you could feel the realization that his legacy had changed forever. That is why clips from that desk interview still go viral online today. Younger NBA fans continue discovering it for the first time and reacting the same way older fans did back then. Because moments like that are timeless. They remind people why sports matter emotionally. It was not just about basketball strategy or statistics anymore. It became a story about pressure, redemption, belief, and legacy. And honestly, that is why the 2016 NBA Finals will probably remain one of the most iconic championship series in league history. The combination of the 3-1 comeback, the Game 7 drama, the legendary performances, and LeBron finally bringing a title to Cleveland created a perfect sports story that almost feels scripted by Hollywood. When LeBron sat at that desk holding the finals MVP trophy, he was not just celebrating a championship. He was celebrating survival through years of pressure and criticism. And for millions watching across America, it felt like they had just witnessed the exact moment a basketball legend became immortal.